Hey everybody, it's Jesse, and today we're going to start a brand new Next.js project. And over the course of, I don't know, the next week or so, we will be taking an existing React Native web project and transferring it over to this Next.js app. So Next.js is just a way to build with React. So it's kind of a layer on top of React. And it gives us some cool things like server-side rendering and a routing system. So React is pretty bare in terms of what comes with it. Like you have to add on your own router. If you want to do server-side rendering, you add that in. There's a lot of basically React doesn't take doesn't have a lot of opinions about how you do things. It lets you decide. Next.js kind of makes some of those decisions for you. So in a sense, you lose a little bit of freedom, but you gain a lot of functionality with that. So we're going to go with Next.js. I've worked with this before. I've been working with Next.js for years. And I'm excited to work with it now, see what kind of new stuff is available. And so let's get started. So I have the documentation for Next.js up right now. It says basically we're going to go with the TypeScript version. So I'm going to try it with Yarn, but we might have to go with NPX because I don't have this installed. But first thing we're going to do is go up one directory. So I have the project that we've been working on open already. But I'm going to go up one directory. I'm going to paste in yarn create next app TypeScript. See if this works. Awesome. Oops. Something failed. All right, let's try it with NPX then. All right, looks like that works. What is the project name? We're going to call this Tabella Web. Now it's going to set up the project for us. After this is done, we'll be able to see, like, we can go in there, run the project. Uh-oh. Hmm. Looks like we need to upgrade Node. All right, well, let's do that first then. We're going to go to Node.js and go to the Windows installer. We're going to see if this works. I don't think I'm using any type of package manager, so that's why I'm doing it like this. If we had a package manager, this would be easier, like a Node. Basically, there are managers out there to manage Node. So I noticed up here it said Node.js 12.0 or later. I wasn't sure what version I had, so I just figured it was worth it to go for it. But let's see. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. In the meantime, if anybody has any questions, you can put them in the chat, and I'm happy to answer anything that you have. I hope this doesn't require a restart. Or else there's going to be some downtime on this stream. All right, I think we're going to need to shut down our existing. So I think I had React Native running. Let's close out everything that we had running that could possibly be using Node. Okay. I don't know where else I would have Node running. I'm gonna bring up the task manager and see if I can find Node. Seemed like that worked. All right. This is installing. Whoa. Installing Chocolatey, which is a package manager for Windows. It's basically the equivalent of Homebrew. Um, that's for Mac. I can't remember what the Linux version is. I guess it depends on your flavor of Linux. So once this is finished, we will verify that we do have a new version of Node, and then we'll try to install NextJS again. Let's see if Node-v. Yep, this is the updated version, so that's good. That should work. We could probably do the install for this at the same time. So I'm going to try this with Yarn again. Let's see if it works. All right, cool. So far, so good. Project name, Tabella Web. Whoa, what happened? Uh-oh, looks like it created my directory already. So it looks like we have the directory here. Let's delete this and then try again. I did not expect it would take this long to get this started. Right. SJ says, "Hi Jesse, missed the very beginning. Does Tabella currently have a website that you are redoing, or is this going to be a new website to go with the app?" Yeah, so this is going to be a web version of the app. We already have a little bit of it built out, in React Native Web, but we're going to go with straight React this time. I think the project is getting very big, and there's a lot of like caveats and workarounds that you need to do with React Native Web. So I think it's time to split the two projects out instead of having them all in one repository. I really like the idea of having everything in one repository and using React Native for everything, but at this point, it's quite a large project. So I think we'll be able to move a lot faster if we split the projects out. For when it was just me working on it and it was a small project, it made more sense to just use React Native Web, run everything out of one repo. But at this point, I'm just very nervous about changes on the web, breaking something on mobile, or the other way around. So separating it out, I think, would be the best. And we have enough engineers now that I think it makes sense to do that. All right, this looks like we've gotten past. Yeah, we definitely never got to this point before, so going going good so far. So for this project, we're going to gradually add functionality to the web. So I don't know if the web will ever be as fully functional as the app, but we want users to be able to at least log in, like create an account on the web, view some content for now. Later on, it might be nice if users could create and edit content on the web. Sometimes that's a nicer experience than on the phone, especially if you're typing out a lot of content. So first step though is just get everything that we currently have moved over, and then get a login flow working. All right, so now we can go cd tabella web, and that's change directory tabella web. We're going into there, and then I'm going to type in code and then dot, and that should open up a new VS Code window. Awesome. And that's going to be a project, and I'm going to go back into the correct project folder for this one. That way, if I open this up again, I don't get confused. But for this, we can check out our package JSON, see what's been installed. So nothing too dramatic here, just the basics of what you need. To run a dev build, we run yarn dev. So let's go ahead and do that. Open up a new terminal, and we'll say yarn dev. And that should run what we have here in our pages folder, which would be our index. So we should see this text, get started. Successfully, this should be opening up. I thought it would automatically open up a window, but maybe it's not going to. Let's see, localhost. Let me pull this over. There we are. Welcome to NextJS. Get started by editing pages / index.js. So we have our NextJS project here, and I'm going to try to keep this up. And let me show you a little bit about the routing. So this is the home page, right? Everything in our _app file, this is going to apply to everything. So like global styles goes in here. But if we add in, I don't know what this API file is. This is new to me. So I'm not going to mess with that right now. But if we add in another page, so let's add in just I don't know, test.tsx. And let's just copy and paste everything from our index. We'll call this text, and then, or test, I mean. And we'll call that test. And we might need to restart the server. We'll see. But I should be able to go to localhost 3000/test. Uh-oh, I messed something up. There we are. How did I mess up so many things? I don't even understand how. No, cancel. I don't understand how I messed that up. All right, now I'm going to type test. There we are. So you can see we automatically have a route. So that's the built-in routing system is here we have tests. That's our test page. We could go back to our home page. See nice like smooth routing. There we are. So we have a Next.js project, and despite having to update Node, we still managed to get this finished in probably like less than 20 minutes. So still really quick. It would have been less than 5 minutes had we not had issues with Node. All right, so now that we have this in there, we need to add in, let's see. We need to add some Amplify stuff. Okay, so our backend is running Amplify, and we can take from our other project. I'm actually going to move some stuff over to another screen here. And we're going to run. I'm going to copy over some AWS information that we'll need that I don't think I'm supposed to show to the general public. So as soon as I copy this over, then I'll come pull everything back up on the main screen. It's the AWS exports file. Okay, so we now have an AWS exports file, and we're going to add in Amplify. So let's do AWS Amplify React. See what we need. Get started with Amplify. Let's see. We have the Amplify. This is not what I want. We have it installed. You know what? I think I just need to run Amplify init. So let me just run that. What this should do is pull in a bunch of backend files. Enter a name for the project, Tabella Web. Looks good. Looks good. So if this works, we should see an Amplify folder appear with a bunch of stuff. AWS profile, default. once we do this, we should be able to get data from the back end. I have this synced up to the development environment on the back end, just in case, so I don't mess anything up that's live in production. And let's see, this should take, oh, awesome. It's done already. All right, cool. So now we have all these Amplify files. And that should allow us to begin bringing over some of these files. Let's see. And oops, that's not the right project. I need to bring up, not Tabella admin, this one. Okay. All right. So in our Tabella projects, we have a branch. So this is our main web app, and we have a React Native Web branch. And in this branch, I have a pages folder. So let's find this folder. Pages, there we are. Okay, so we need to recreate what we have here. Sorry for the noise. My kids are coming up and down the stairs and opening doors. So right now we have a page for, this is a C, the route is C, I think that's for community. We have a page for episode, for podcast episodes, for events, which we don't have to recreate this right now because the events feature is not live yet. P for profile, I think. Yeah. And then posts. So we need to recreate all of these as well as a few of these other pages. So we never actually, we do actually have a login flow. I totally forgot about that we created that. That's awesome. That's awesome. We already have that. All right, so we can see our index file is just returning our home component, which right now it's just like a blank page. Like there's nothing much on it. Probably what we need to do. All right, so right now this is wrapped in a provider for Redux. We have some Google Analytics code. We have some links for an icon. Oops. So I guess we'll just start. Page perhaps. Let's start with something that I know we will need. How about post? So I don't think this is even built out, but Yeah, we're just pulling in this component for post. So let's go post, and then we have name here. I guess that works. But really should probably be ID. We'll see how it goes when we get in there. So to add a new page, a new route, all we need to do is add it in here. And when we create it, we can say post slash name. Oops, that was supposed to be... All right, so it did show up as a folder. It's not what I wanted it to... I wanted it to be a folder. So let's delete and redo this as a folder. That's not how I wanted it to show up. I wonder if we can copy this and then just use it, if that'll work. There we are. Okay, that works. But you'll see we have a view here. So, whoops. Views don't work in React Native Web, so we need to pull out the React Native stuff. We could pull out the React stuff, React Router stuff, because they're not using React Router. Let's see. Next router, that's what we need. We're not going to pull out the React Router stuff. We're going to pull out everything we can that's React Native related. And what we're going to do is just do an H1, and we're going to return the name just to make sure our routing is working. So if we go over here to our app and we type in post slash, let's just type test. See, then it pulls in that name test. So whatever's after the post, we can get and display on the page. Okay. So this is how we'll get the data from the back end. Because we can take our... Got too much stuff on the screen. There we are. So we can go to post. And pull in the post that we want. Let's see, we're going to do get data. Yeah, let's see. Let's grab all of this. All right, it's a lot of stuff to pull over. And we need to bring in use effect and use state. Use effect. Okay, we'll also need to pull in some Amplify stuff. Oops, did we not? I don't know if we have AWS Amplify in this project. So let's go yarn add AWS Amplify. All right. And I need to see how we're getting user data. Are we getting this from Redux? So I'm gonna have to get it from somewhere else. All right, router, navigation. May have to pull over data as well. Cannot find post name because it's just called name. I think I'm not gonna worry about user stuff right now. Well, we'll see. We might get an error because I don't think we have any way to get the username. I think that's all the instances of name. Let's just save this, see what errors we get. Interesting. No errors. Probably because we're not actually running anything. Yeah, everything's dependent on name and username. So let's pull this out. We can. All right, yeah, so username's still going to be just an empty string. Let's get username. Auth, current user. Let's see if we get an error now. Interesting. All right, we're going to pull up our inspector. Let's see what's going on in the network. Looks like nothing. Looks like we're not actually making any calls. We should at least be making get username a call. Let's take out this name See if we can get it to try to grab some data. Hmm. Oh, here we are. This is why. If we have name and username, then try to do this. I'm going to comment this out just for now. Hmm. Nothing. Hey, Umberto's here. Says, good morning, Jesse. Hope your morning has been going well so far. Yeah, I mean, not too bad. Ran into some issues with the wrong version of Node.js. So that was a surprise. Other than that, though, I was trying to figure out why we're not making these API calls. So it should at least be making this API call. It still says it can't. The weird thing is, like, it's still saying that it can't find AWS Amplify, which I definitely did bring into this project. I'm gonna restart the server real quick just to see if we get anything different. See if we're getting anything in the console. No API key configured. Amplify has not been configured correctly. Oh, okay. We need more configuration for Amplify. That makes sense. All right, so let's go back to this project and see how we configured things. Go back to pages, to the index. Looks like, let's go to the app folder. Looks like we don't have any Amplify stuff here. Unless it's our provider. No, provider's in Redux. Actually, let's go back here. We were on post. I wonder if there's something I forgot to do here. No, I'm not seeing anything. But at some point, I think where something is wrapped up in Amplify. Like we're initializing Amplify at some point. So let's see. App wrapper. Probably app wrapper. What we could do is just go back to the documentation. There we are. So let's go. We're going to do this in our app file, because this will be loaded for every page. So we don't have, interesting. So we're going to import these. Save that. Apply configure. All right. All right, now let's see what we get. Cool. It actually went to get the data. We have some errors though, which was expected. Field undefined. Let's see what we got. Okay, yeah, so all the stuff where we're getting the user is coming up undefined, which makes sense because we're not logged in and we're not passing any user. So let's pull that stuff out. So basically all this get user stuff is what we need to pull out. Got more fields. This is items, author, avatar. So all the author stuff. And we have an unused variable. All right, so this is all GraphQL stuff. Let's get rid of the user ID. It looks like author avatar is not working. So let's just get rid of the author stuff for now. All right, we're just trying to get this to work once without any errors. Oh, we're close. Got it down to 2 of them. Comments. All right, hey, no errors. Let's check our network and see what we did here. So we have some data. Hey, this is actually a real awesome. So test actually works for a post. So that makes sense. We're on the development environment, so test is actually a real post. So we can start getting some data back about this post. But what I also want to check is how do we get this data in a way that search engines can see and can use. So let's see, static file serving. Looking for server side. Data fetching, I guess, is what we'll need. Wow, they have examples for quite a few different content management systems. All right, so we've got some different options here. Server-side rendering. This is what we want. Get server-side props. So this is interesting. The last time I used server-side rendering with NextJS, it was totally different. So let's try to switch our component here to use this. So instead of get data, it's going to use this function. So we need to be able to have the query, and I'm not worried about the username right now. Interesting. Oh, wow, there's a lot going on in the chat. Sorry, I didn't see that. All right, so Umberto says, do you have a find everywhere in VS Code? Oh, okay. I must have been looking for some. Says, if you have time on a given day, which I doubt you have much time outside of work because you're not already devoted to family, but if you ever have time, I'm working with a JavaScript API in my .NET project, and I'm hoping you could stop by my stream and help me understand some JavaScript concepts I'm not quite getting. Yeah, I'll try to stop by. Also, since my stream is .NET oriented, my viewers are just as lost with JavaScript as I am. The stream goes each weekday from about 30 minutes from now and lasts about 6 to 7 hours. Since it twitch.tv/one lion. All right, cool. I'll try to check it out. All right, here's what we need to do. We need to be able to get the data, or get this query and name. I don't think I can put this inside here because it's having me wait here. It's having me put it outside here. I don't know why I said wait. Trying to think and read at the same time. I guess we could put a hold on this right now, and I'll need to do a little bit more research. Let me see. All right, this is more like how to set this up, which we will be doing at some point. To set this up to be hosted on AWS Amplify. Wow, it looks like there's quite a bit that can be done here. Yeah, this is more in depth than I initially realized. So let's forget about enabling server-side rendering for now. Before I'm going to do some more research on this. So let's forget about that for now. We have the data we need right now, and we can show that data here. So let's add in, instead of name, we're going to say data dot title. Let's see if that gives us something. There we are. So we've got the title here, which is GGG. And then we can display the content. We also have an image. So let's display our image, our title, and our data. And let's do the image up top. Let's add image URL. Oops. Uh-oh. Hit the wrong key. Oh, hold up. Why does it keep doing that? Do this. We're going to conditionally render this to make sure we have the data first before we try to render it. Let's see if that works. It's not working. Probably need... There we are. Why is this wrong? Use image from next image instead. All right. Well, I just want to see if this works. That's interesting. Well, let's see what this image from Next.js image does. Let's see if it brought it in from Next.js. No. That's not what I wanted. From next image. Let's go with next. Interesting. So I'm guessing we already have this built in with Next.js. Got some errors though. Wonder why we're getting errors now. I don't think we changed anything here. Expression block query requires an expression. I don't need this in here anymore. I don't think that's messing this up, but it's worth a shot. Oh, yeah, we got past here. Image must use width and height properties or layout fill property. All right, we got to have width and height or layout fill. So I guess we can do... Uh-oh. It's not configured. Why do we have to configure sources for images? This is interesting. Custom function used to resolve URLs defaults to images object in Next.js config. Loader source. Hmm. Hmm. So I can't just put in an image URL. Hmm. All right, let's see if we have this nextconfig.js. That's all we have in there. So I feel like I'm not talking that much in this stream. I don't know if it's because it's early or what. Mr. Dan says, "What are you making today?" We're making an app with Next.js, a web app. SJS, how long have you been working at Tabella, and what made you leave DSG, if you don't mind? Yeah, so I've been working at Tabella for about a year, and I left DSG. I really liked working at DSG. The opportunity at Tabella to work on a project of this size and complexity was really appealing to me. So an entire social media network. Um, I just felt like this was an opportunity that I might not get again. So, I mean, it was a startup. It was already funded. It was enough funding to guarantee at least 2 years of runway. Um, so it was a very hard decision. I thought a lot about it, talked to my family about it, and I just felt like this would be an opportunity for me to really push myself in terms of coding, and I'm managing engineers as well. So um, I felt like it would make me grow. Like it would force me to grow in my skills, my coding skills, and my management skills. Um, and I didn't know like if that an opportunity like that would come along. I think I would have been happy if I stayed at DSG. I love my team there. It was good work, and like compensation was great. So it was a tough decision, but I think I wouldn't have had the opportunity to play such an influential role in such a large project, right? Because if Tabella grows and becomes what we want it to become, it's probably going to be the largest project that I ever work on. And if it doesn't, you know, no big deal. I can find another job because this industry there's a lot of jobs. But I thought if I didn't do it, I would regret it. Um, I thought it was definitely worth a shot to see like, hey, can I pull this off? Because this is a big project. But yeah, thanks for asking. All right, inline image, include file extensions with next image. There we are. I don't really see anything about images that I need this. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna copy and paste the message that we got. And let's see if we can find it. Okay. There we are. Okay, so let's add this in. Images, domains. And we need to add the domain Tabella Media. Now we have nothing. Data null. All right, now we're back to this error. How do we get back to that error? I feel like we were past that. You know, I wonder if it's. There we are. It is configured. All right. Let me restart the server. You might have to restart it if you change the config. We'll see if that works. So the error that I just fixed was it was running this use effect hook to get the data before it actually pulled the name. Um, whoa. All right, so doing layout fill is quite large. It fills everything with, let's just do 200. I need height too. There we are. Okay. That took quite a while, but we now have our image, which just says staging, and our title and our content of our post. All right, so We went from really nothing to having a Next.js project that can pull data from AWS Amplify and display that data in um, about an hour, a little more. I mean, if you exclude all the time we took messing around with Node, this was pretty fast. All right, so this is basically what we need to start displaying displaying posts. Now, of course, it's not styled or anything. We need to look at like the individual styles. I wonder if we can go to. Just want to show you what we have up now that's like live. So app.jointabella.com is the website. So you can see this is the homepage. Literally, it's a blank. It's like a blank page. It has some styling, but it's basically blank. So we will need to take these styles and apply them. Now we're going to be doing most of that in our app.tsx file. What we can do, let's see, actually, how long have we been going for? Oh, wow, over an hour. All right, we might want to wrap this stream up because we've accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, which was set up a Next.js project, get Amplify running. Next steps then are actually styling this and copying over all the components that we need to. So, and we also are going to set up like a login flow. So we have quite a bit of work to do. It's going to be me and one other engineer working on this. So I'm going to try to stream as much as I can of this project. And yeah, let me know what you think. Oh, hey, we got some more action in the live chat. But let me know if you have any questions about Next.js or any suggestions or things you'd really like to see. If I can work it into the project, I'd love to do that. In the chat, Niki's here, says, hey, just scrubbed through the start and wanted to mention Winget is an official Microsoft package manager. If your Windows is recent enough, you can access it in the terminal with Winget. Interesting. I did not know that. That's the first time I heard about that. So awesome. Thanks for mentioning it. All right. So I'm going to wrap things up for today. Be looking out for new streams coming up. I'm going to get some designs and everything like ready. I'm not going to do the designs. I'm just going to get the designs from my designer. And the next time we'll probably be implementing some designs as well as making some more GraphQL API calls. And that's going to be most of the project. I don't know if I'll be working on the login flow or if our other engineer will be, but we may also be doing something with being able to create an account and log in. But I hope you have a great rest of your day. This was an early stream. Let me know if this time works for you. I could do it at a different time during the day, but thought I'd just get the stream in early and get started. But thanks so much for watching. Thanks for everything in the chat. And yeah, and I'll see you next time and have a great day.